Hello, everyone. Today we are talking about Final Destination 5. We are continuing our Final Destination series. So, if you thought four films was enough, well, there are at least two more to go. So, there will be spoilers for this movie. There is a twist at the end. So, if you don't want the twist spoiled, turn off now, go watch it, and then come back to hear our thoughts. And joining me today, once again, is Pirate Hunter creator Jack Markham.
Hi there, Mr. Carey. How are we today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited to talk about this movie. How about yourself?
I'm really excited. Yeah. Um,
The last one was great
it's
fun.
the last one is a pile of fun, but what I noticed off the bat was I think that everything we gave out about the last one was fixed in this one. Not everything, but a lot was fixed.
Yeah.
You have to admit, man, quality shot up for this one.
Uh,
I
it,
think so, anyway.
yeah. We'll save our final verdict, but we'll keep the viewers in suspense. We'll get
Okay.
through it in pieces. Well, first thing I want to say, right, is that this movie has some fantastic lines of dialogue, such as "Yum yum dim sum," which I cringed so hard at that. But
There's some insightful poetry there.
yes,
That'll be
it's
it's inscribed on the wall of a museum someday.
I believe it was Shakespeare
Yeah.
who said "Yum yum dim sum."
Yeah.
Uh, so straight off the
Um,
bat, I think the tonally this movie is a bit all over the place. I think, but we will get more into that as we go. We'll
mhm.
explain as we go. So, the opening accident. I like to start with the opening accident with all these
Yeah.
movies, and this one, it's they're on a bus on a bridge is collapsing. Um, there is the usual foreshadowing. Some I thought were a bit. So one of the pieces of foreshadowing is our main character Sam. I always write down at least the protagonist's name because I won't remember anyone's name in this. But
Mm.
the he's getting on the
Well,
boat. Yeah.
yeah. What I noticed about this one is when I was watching it, I was actually remembering their names, and that's the first time one of these sequels have done this because I don't remember anyone's names from the previous films. But in this one, I was like, oh, okay, so that's so and so, and this is so and so. I felt like the characters were actually more developed in this one, uh, more memorable. You could say
Right.
they're a bit more memorable.
So for you,
But
that's
go on
yeah,
anyway.
that's obviously a step up if you're remembering their names because
I d-
as you said in the last one, the previous characters were just vessels. um,
literally we only recorded it last week, and if I can't think of a single name in Final Destination 4.
no, I had to flick back through my notes and I was like, ah, okay, so that was his name. But yeah,
Apart from
our
security guard, he was good.
security guard, yeah, he was the MVP of that movie.
He carried that film, man.
He
Good old
carried
security
that
guard.
film. I want Final Destination 7 Origin of Security Guard. Security Guard Rising.
Oh my god, yeah.
Um,
Final Destination security bloodlines.
so when Sam's getting on the bus, it just zooms in on a sign that says "Watch your step," and there's things like this that happen in these movies that I don't like, where the character just sees something quite normal, and then the movie kind of bigs it up like he's seeing this big ominous sign. I mean, it's just a "Watch your step"
Hmm.
sign when he's getting onto the bus. I will say I like this opening accident more than the last one for sure. I felt the
Uh,
yeah, go for it.
yeah, I would say this one is a much bigger scale of an
Yeah,
accident.
yeah,
Do you know, because a race car track is that whole fucking thing was CGI. Like
yeah,
there was not a single shred of any kind of practical effects. But this one at least was a massive big scale and
yeah.
was loads of shit flying everywhere. It was yeah,
It was
much bigger, I think.
a
Quite
little
big
bit
in this one. Yeah.
a little bit more believable, I would say, than the racetrack one for sure.
Yeah, yeah, it is. But I did find that when the bridge was collapsing, it was down to like there was a fella buzz sawing some of the cement on the bridge, and then the whole thing just decided to collapse.
Yeah,
It's like, did you notice this? The concrete started to crack,
yeah,
and the whole thing just fell apart.
yeah.
The whole thing just came apart. Fucking-
I think later on they put
I
it
don't
down
know.
to like structural damage and high winds or something like that. I think they say later on.
Oh, yeah, high winds made an entire bridge collapse.
um,
You think maybe they were built for high winds? No.
who could have predicted there'd be lots of weight on this bridge?
Yeah, a
um,
bridge with like cars and buses go over every day. Like, God, those silly engineers. They should have made it wind resistant.
the engineer's like, oh no, wind. The bridge is one weakness. So the bridge starts
Yeah.
falling apart, and we get the usual over the top deaths. Um, so like one is that one of the ladies, she falls from a great height into the water, and that's not enough. So a car falls and smacks her in the face on the way down, and we get another one where the
My favorite,
go for it.
my favorite one was the woman who fell off the bridge and got impaled by the sail of a sailboat.
Yeah,
That was just that was another 3D moment. You know how the last one had loads of 3D moments.
yeah,
That was you know when you see her guts coming out of her when she hits the spike of the boat.
yeah,
I felt like that was a 3D effect.
yeah. The boss
Yeah.
character is he's hanging off the bridge, and then he gets fucking lots of boiling tar spilled on him. That's a pretty
That
brutal
was,
way to go.
that was gruesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
scalding hot asphalt or whatever it was.
yeah.
It was burning him alive.
Um,
Mm.
so yeah, I mean, this series is consistent in the way that it doesn't understand physics or the human body, so they keep that up at least. But we'll
And one of the guys wasn't one of the lads on the phone in the bus, and when
yes,
he comes out of the bathroom, he sits on the phone and the bridge is collapsing, and he just goes straight into the water in the bus.
yeah.
That was another one. Um,
I don't know how he didn't realize something was going on outside, but however.
yeah, you think you'd notice like loads of people screaming and shouting and the
Yeah.
ground trembling,
Yes.
you know. But he was on the phone, so he was distracted. So that's the movie's justification for that,
Yeah.
I guess.
So with these openings in the films, I think they're always very devoid of character work. So I think they should use these openings to reveal more about the characters, who they are under pressure, and how that will relate to the rest of the movie. But I think they need to do something beyond they all die. I mean, if you could sum up, pages of your script with they all die, I mean, we have a bit of a problem. So I would like to see them put some more character work into these openings. I mean, they can be a fun spectacle, but it starts to get old when it's just watching people die one after the other, film after film. Like, come on, give me a little bit more. So, yeah, just
Yeah, I was watching this opening and I was kind of feeling the same thing. I'm like, okay, right, you give each character on the bus like 2-3 lines to maybe give us a little introduction to them,
yeah,
and then you kill them. I'm like, okay, same formula.
yeah,
Great,
yeah,
great job.
yeah. Like you could
Um,
you could put bits and pieces of character in here, and it's always fun to reveal like who is a character when they're really put under pressure. Like, would they really put themselves in harm to save you? All these kind of things you can do, but it's just really spectacle. And
yeah.
then the first twist of the movie, it was all a premonition. Did you see that coming, Jack?
Do you know what? I didn't see it coming. I was shocked. That would baffled me. I'm like, oh, everyone just died. Great, film over. That was me. I was ready to just get up and leave. But sure enough, premonition. Who saw
Yeah,
it coming? Did you see it coming, Stephen?
I didn't. I was like, whoa.
That is genius. I've never seen that before.
10 out of 10 would recommend. um
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah, they all die, and the premonition happens, and then Sam gets them off the bus. It's the usual deal, same sort of opening as the rest of them. Then it cuts to a reporter later on. There's a funeral, and the reporter's line made me laugh. It's like the survivors face an uncertain future, and I'm like, why would you say that? Like, what's that about?
yeah, that is a bit weird. Also, I don't know what the deal is with the main character in this. Now, I didn't mind him. I thought his acting was pretty good. It's just, but why does he keep lying to the police every time they ask him something?
Yeah,
Like the same cop interviews him twice in this film, and both
actually,
times he just
we're going to move on to
lies to his face.
yeah, we're going to move on to him just in 1 second. I just want to say about the
Okay.
reporting that the they're incorrect about the amount of people that were in the bus. So that's just a little detail. Like they say, when they're talking about the amount of people on the bus, who was killed and who lived, it's actually incorrect when you go back and look at how many people were on the bus. But that's just we'll move on. That's just a little detail. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I don't think that. Yeah, they probably didn't factor it in. That I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe they weren't expecting like people to actually check. It's like, oh right, there, that's how many dead.
They would expect the people to actually be paying attention to this.
Fella's writing the reporter's lines, going, "Oh, so how many people died on the bridge? Oh, I don't know, just say six or something.
Yeah,
It'll be
it's
grand."
like, yo, Jimmy, give me a random number. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we will talk about the protagonist now. So you go for it. You were talking about him there. So
I
finish up.
was talking about, yeah. So I didn't mind him. Now he looks really similar to the guy in the fourth,
Yes.
but it's not the same dude. And this guy actually, I did like him. I clicked with him, but I just don't understand why both times the police were asking him questions, he just lied to their his face. You
Right.
know, because he got in the first time the cop is talking to him, he's like, "So what happened? What did you see?" And he goes, "I don't know. It was just a hunch." And I was like, "No, it fucking wasn't. You had a full vision. Tell him what you saw."
Yeah.
And he just goes, "No, no, it's just a hunch." I'm like, "Well, if that's a hunch, I mean, it's a pretty fucking good hunch."
He should be a policeman. But
You should be pleased with it, yeah.
I can't remember for sure. But
And
does he eventually say in that scene that it was a vision? Does he mention that at all in that scene or not? I can't remember. I definitely remember him saying it was a hunch, but does at some point did he say it was a vision?
I think what happened was he said it was a vision, and the cop started asking him more questions, and he
Yeah,
got
yeah,
flustered, and he goes, "I don't know, it was just a hunch, okay?"
yeah,
And I was like, "No, it's not. So just come on, tell him the truth. Tell him what happened."
yeah.
You know?
I
Um,
mean, it's a tricky
and yeah,
situation.
the second time the cop is talking to him is later on in the film, and he lies to him again. But I'm sure we'll get there. That's
Yeah,
just one weird thing I noticed about him. I'm like, why is he like a straight, honest main character fella, but he's lied to this cop twice? I just don't get it. It's
yeah,
an odd choice, but there you go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He probably just doesn't know how to handle the
Hmm.
situation. I was not a fan of this protagonist myself. Um, I think the acting is pretty poor throughout myself, but that acting can be a very subjective thing. Like, because sometimes people have said to me, "Oh, this performance is great," and I just don't see it, and then vice versa. But so to me, yeah, the acting wasn't the strongest in this. I thought a lot of it was quite weak, but I just think he's quite a dull protagonist. I don't think he's proactive enough, and that scene where his girlfriend's talking to him and his attitude is basically, let's not worry about it. It's like, okay. Um, and he doesn't get the,
Yeah. I know the scene you're on about, and he's like,
yeah,
"Oh, we can't run from it forever." And it's like, but all your friends are dying around you. I mean,
yeah,
it might be just safe just to stay indoors, even for a week, a little while.
yeah,
Just
yeah,
play it safe for a little while.
yeah. I think he
But
should be a lot
you're
more
right.
concerned.
Yeah.
Like, um,
Uh,
and he doesn't.
I thought this dude brought it. Go on. Sorry.
Also, I was just going to say
Sorry
that
for interrupting. Go on.
he doesn't get the visions like the other protagonists do, like the little clues about who's going to die and all that and how. And I think that was a mistake because I think they just needed to give him more to do. He's very passive, and there's not a whole lot to cling on to with him. What do you reckon?
Well, I reckon they had something there for him. It's just they didn't really explore it too deeply, like, because he has the whole, at the beginning the girlfriend breaks up with him, and he's trying, and this accident happens, and then that kind of brings them back together, and then he has to tackle the decision of leaving for Paris to pursue his career, and he's trying to convince her to come with him. So there's a bit of he definitely has more character depth than the last fella did.
Yeah.
Um, but like it was rushed for the spectacle of all the death and the gore, you know.
Yeah.
But there was definitely something there with this guy, whereas the last guy had nothing. He had nothing to show for. Like there was nothing to
Yes.
him.
I mean, there was like next to no character work in the last one. This does have some. I don't think all of it is done very well, but they are attempting to put stuff in there. We'll get to it again. We're going to talk about Peter in a little while down the line. I like some of the stuff they did with
I was
him.
hoping we would talk about him because he was one of the characters I really actually kind of clicked with. I bought him. I thought he was actually bringing it in this one,
Right.
the
Okay.
character of Peter.
Um.
Now I'm comparing this to the rest of the series. I'm not like
Yes.
saying that like this is the greatest acting and performances I've ever seen. Like, it's Final Destination, and as Final Destination characters go, I reckon Peter is a pretty strong character in this series.
And
And
when
this main
compared,
character,
yeah,
well, yeah, when compared to the last film we just watched,
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it's a low bar. Let's just say. I think there's like Alex, maybe Clear Rivers, and then Peter in five
Hmm.
films are the only somewhat interesting characters.
Yeah. Well, what about Roy, the really abusive factory worker?
Oh,
What
Roy.
about good old Roy?
Roy's great. Yeah, I love Roy.
What a prick!
What a
Oh my
bastard.
god,
Oh,
he's
God.
such a dickhead.
He's an absolute dickhead. There'll be fun stuff to talk
Yeah.
about there in a bit. um,
Yeah.
yeah, so overall, I think the protagonist is very dull, and um, I do appreciate that they attempt more with the characters, but uh, I don't think it's executed very well at all. But we'll get into the details of why. Maybe you'll have a difference of opinion, but we'll get there. I do like that the group of people discover Death's pattern by themselves. And that,
Yeah.
yeah,
And I also I liked how they talk to the coroner, and it's not just his exact same speech from the last film. Like the premise is actually different this time, and it's
mm,
not the premise. Like the premise is similar, but they play it differently. They play it like an actual sequel. Whereas, they talk to the coroner, and the coroner says, if you take someone else's life, you'll replace them in the land of the living. So
yeah,
you can actually reverse it by killing someone, which is a brand new aspect of this series that's never been done. And
yes,
I just feel like this one feels like a real sequel because it's taking the premise of the first film and adding stuff to it rather than just saying, oh, here's the premise of the first film again with different people. This one actually, I think, feels like a genuine sequel,
right,
you know, not just a carbon copy, just because of little changes like that. Like, that whole you replace the person you kill,
yeah,
like that's not in any of the previous ones.
no.
And I found it interesting.
It is interesting. I'll
Yeah.
have stuff to say about it when we get towards the end, but it is at least something new. Be it good or bad, we'll get to that. But it is a new aspect, which I at least appreciate that there
Yeah.
was something new in here. Because when you watch these films close together, it's like Groundhog's Day. Even I was struggling to remember. I literally had just watched this week, and I struggled to remember what scenes were from this or the last one. just some things, like or which ones were from 3 and which ones were from 4, that kind of thing. So
Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen the first three of them. If you showed me a scene of one of the deaths, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you which film it's from. It's
yeah,
it's that kind of. So I know exactly what you mean by that. Yeah, a lot of it blends because it's so similar.
right. So speaking of deaths, we are going to
Mm.
start talking about some because that's what people
Okay.
are here for with these films. I mean,
Yeah, man. The deaths in this one are fucking. I don't know. Would you say they're as funny as the last one?
I'd say some are certainly up there.
Yeah.
um, I'd say that the last one was more consistently funny, but there's certainly like,
Yeah.
all right. So the first one I'm going to talk about is the gymnast's death, right? And
Oh my God, what the fuck? Yeah, yeah.
That's I think
Mm.
that's the first one that occurs after the premonition and after he saves people. So this is the first person that Deck goes after. So the gymnast, I think it could have been really effective, but if the movie just had a bit more restraint and didn't make it so over the top, um, because
Yeah.
well,
Go on.
before we go into it, there's like a bit where she senses that there's a presence around her. I like little things like that in these movies where like you just get the feeling that there's this ominous presence around you that you can't see and things just don't feel right. I thought stuff like that can be more effective if they played the whole thing a bit more. Well, say if they played it a bit more serious. I do think they tried to play it more serious, but it just as I said, the tone is a bit all over the place. But uh, so the
Uh,
gymnast is practicing on the bars. She's spinning around, and then chalk gets blown into the air. And then when she tries to land, she doesn't. Let's say she doesn't land quite right. But the fall is so over
yeah,
the top that I couldn't help but laugh. It was like old
yeah,
PlayStation
it's
bad.
ridiculous looking. Yeah,
Yeah, it was like bad ragdoll physics from a video game or something. Her fucking
yeah,
spine
exactly.
explodes and her knees explode. Like Jesus Christ.
Exactly. Like when I saw her land after like flipping in the air, all I could think of was, do you remember the Spider-Man games on PS2?
Yes.
And when you knocked someone out, they kind of just popped into like a cluster of human. It's like
Yeah.
it's like their bodies had no bones. As soon as you knocked someone out in one of those old Spider-Man games, they just like flopped around the place. So that's exactly what happens to this poor girl. And by the way, this scene has like 10 minutes of fucking foreshadowing of different things that could potentially kill her.
Yes.
And that's how she dies.
I know.
It's just
There was
I think that's become a bit of a trope. It's like the false foreshadowing. I think that's a bit of a trope of this series now at this point.
I think so. And
And,
I
and they
have some
use it.
go for it.
Mm. Sorry,
No,
sorry, go on. I was just going to say that they definitely use it in this film, whereas,
yeah.
might not have been intentional in the past or whatever.
Yeah, because in this scene you have the water going towards the exposed wires. You
Yeah.
have a screw that falls. Now that does come into play, but like it's
Hmm.
well, I'm there watching the screw and I'm like, how is no one noticing that? The gymnast herself
I
and there's
know. I'm watching it, and like it could be a scene where you could build tension if the screw wasn't so obviously huge and sitting there right in front of everyone. It's an actual screw just standing up.
there's a shot where I paused it and there's a woman looking right at the lady doing the gymnastics and I'm like, how are you not seeing that? I also think like
Yeah.
never mind death, but having that big exposed cable there and stuff, it's like things are so very obviously dangerous. Is no one paying attention to anything that's going on?
And to be honest, with the girl's called Candace, right? And her boyfriend Peter is sitting in the audience, and he's watching her jumping on her feet on this beam, right? So how did he not spot it?
Yes.
Because he's looking at her feet as she's doing all these little tricks with her feet and her hands on the beam.
Yeah.
Like, how did he not spot it? It's
Yeah.
sitting right there. It's just yeah, it's mad.
Oh, but the fall, man. Oh,
Mm.
it just looks so ridiculous. I mean, something like that could have
It's
been, as I said,
mental.
if it had a bit more restraint and it was something as a simple maybe neck break or something like that, you'd be like, oh fuck. But
Yeah.
it just looks like something out of a bad video game.
Yeah. I
um,
mean, like when the fan knocked over, you could have knocked something into the ceiling, air conditioning ducts that they were talking about earlier in the scene. That could have came down and chopped her in half.
yeah,
Or like, the bar she's swinging on that kills her.
yeah,
That thing is shaking and it's loose.
yeah. Oh
So the
yeah,
fall could have been a bit more believable if that came loose,
yeah.
if that came apart.
But that doesn't come
Yeah.
into it, right? Am I right? That doesn't factor in.
No, it doesn't. It's just false foreshadowing.
It's just the
Just foreshadowing that goes nowhere. Yeah.
yeah, your one steps on the screw. I think she falls over and knocks the fan and the chalk, and then your one just has her bad landing. So the water dripping and the the bar itself kind of come loose. I don't think they come into it at all. Not directly. Or actually, the water,
Yeah, no,
not at all. Like,
not at all. Yeah, because she drops a towel like
yeah.
on it, and so
So in the
um, weird scene. Yeah, weird way to wrap up that scene.
yeah,
I did not see that coming at all.
did you laugh when she fell? I kind of broke out laughing.
Kind of, yeah. I did think it was really funny.
It was just the ridiculousness of it all. Like, you see her in the air, and you're like, oh no, and then she falls and crumbles like that. You're like, like,
I know, it's like her spine rolls up like a fucking fruit winder, and
yeah.
it's like she's all crumpled, and she has bones sticking out of her arms and legs.
Why did her knees
I'm like,
explode?
yeah, I don't know. It's like, and he says in the film that she's been doing this since she's a small child. So Pierre actually has a good reason to be pissed off because
Yeah,
his whole thing throughout the film is like she didn't deserve to die. She's doing that exact move since she's a small child.
yeah,
And I'm kind of on the same page as him. I'm like, she would have fallen off as a child as well and not landed that way. You
right,
know,
right.
it's like a real freak accident, that one.
Yeah, and one thing I
Yeah.
do like that they add in, and it's through Peter again, is that Peter has some guilt about encouraging her to go up there. So it's a bit of character work. I mean, it's a little something. Again, I
Mm.
appreciate that they are putting pieces of character in here, even if it's not much, even if it's not all done well. But they do have a bit where because he encouraged her to go up and practice, and then this
Yeah.
happened. So
Yeah.
I thought, yeah, there's something. They're giving us a little something. And then
That's kind of, yeah. It shows that he's holding himself responsible for her death rather than just blaming death. He's trying to make sense of it. So the only
yeah,
way he can is to blame himself. Which is, I think
yeah,
it's a nice bit of writing. Like, it's not much to play with, but it's nice that it was added in.
yeah. They put something in there. And then
Yeah.
afterwards, when they're investigating the scene, the detective from earlier, he's this is a bit weird, right? So they're investigating the scene. The detective looks at the water dripping, and he looks at it really suspiciously, and like, oh, there's the way they play it. It's like, oh, he's noticing that the water is dripping, and isn't that a bit all odd and suspicious? But the water actually had nothing to do with anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're trying to play it a certain way,
Yeah.
and but the water had nothing to do with any of it. So it's just one of these odd things. Like, uh,
Um, I thought it was very his phone call with in this scene when he's on the phone to the boss was very funny
oh yeah,
because yeah, the boss was like, oh, okay. He was like, okay, just call me if you see anything strange. And the boss is like, do you think we should have like code names? And then your man just hangs up on him. I
oh
thought that was so
Jesus.
funny.
That's what I mean about
Yeah.
the tone being all over the place. Like, some parts in this,
Mm.
the tone is a certain way where it's like really serious and very dark, and then you get these really out of place jokes. Particularly with the guy
Yeah.
the guy who goes to get the acupuncture. It feels very tonally inconsistent. But just
That's the
another.
next scene, isn't it?
I think it is.
Is that
Yeah,
the next step?
that's the next
Yeah.
step.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. Again, so much foreshadowing. It's like it deliberately is misdirecting you in this one anyway.
yeah.
But
Um,
we kind of had it coming, to be honest.
yeah.
You know,
We'll move on to him
a
in a
lot to
second.
okay.
Just when they're investigating the scene, this line made me laugh. So he's talking to one of his colleagues, and he goes, man, I can't explain how it happened. He said, I can't recreate the circumstance and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, she fucking fell. She had a bad landing and she fell. What are you
Yeah.
talking about? He's like, I can't work
She
out what.
felt. Yeah. Mm.
Like, there was loads of stuff that happened
Yeah.
on the build up, but at the end of the day, she got distracted and fell. And he's like, I can't recreate the circumstances of her death. They're trying to build a certain sort of atmosphere, but it's just not working. They're trying to build it with the detective looking at the water
Mm.
dripping, and this guy saying, I just can't work any of this out. It's too strange. Maybe even supernatural. But
You know what might be a good shout, right, for one of these future sequels? If they actually did it from a detective's perspective.
I think that would be great.
Like, the detective was the main character, and there's a bunch of teenagers randomly dying, and he has to figure out how it's happening.
Yeah,
I think that would be an interesting way. That'd be a good sequel, I think. That'd be interesting.
I think
'Cause,
so.
yeah, like you said, they're trying to do this whole detective figure out the clues thing in this scene after she just literally fell off and died. Like there's no mystery to her death. Like plenty of people seen it, and yeah, you're right. It's kind of wasted. But if they actually went with the detective angle, then I think that'll make it more interesting than the same old gang of teenagers that we see in every film.
Yeah, like I have
I don't know.
I've yet to watch the sixth one, but after watching the first five, I think they need to do something like that to refresh it a bit, for sure.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. Well, the sixth one is like a totally different kettle of fish. Now I can't. I do remember the it's similar formula, only it's a family rather than a group of friends, and it's like
Yeah,
it's. I enjoyed it anyway when I watched it in cinema. I'll have to rewatch it now because I believe we'll be doing it soon. But
we will. After this
I
one,
do remember
we'll
really enjoying it.
after this one we'll have maybe a break from Final Destination and then get around to the sixth one. I'm kind of in the mood for like a high quality film. I think after this series, but we will get to six, and hopefully six will be the one that pulls it back. I'm looking forward to it. I'm trying to look up a little as possible about it, so I go in blind.
Yeah, go in blind and just see how you react to it because I do remember really enjoying it in cinema.
Yeah.
But
Speaking
yeah,
of
maybe these are just kind of cinema movies, like spectacle films.
yeah.
Maybe that's what makes them so good. Because when you're watching them on Amazon Prime, like you can see all the energy and stuff on screen, but it's like I'm in my living room. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Yeah,
sure if I was watching this on a cinema screen, it'd be class. Watching a bridge collapse or whatever. But,
uh,
yeah.
maybe
Mm.
I would be disappointed if I saw this in the cinema myself. But all right, so next up we're not going to linger on this one too much because there's just not a whole lot to say about it that we won't cover in the other deaths. But the guy who gets the acupuncture, basically his character is creepy douchebag.
Yeah.
That's
He
his
is, yeah,
character.
he's the creep of the film.
Yeah,
He's so weird.
they always have to have one.
He's yeah, to sum up his character, basically what he is he's that kind of creepy dude who like has loads of friends who are girls, and he's that guy who's like, I'm here if you need to talk to like all of
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
And while he's talking to one of them, another one is ringing him.
yes,
And he goes into this massage parlor, and the first question out of his mouth is this an erotic massage? And I'm
yeah.
like, "Ah, you're such a creep."
Yeah, it's like, do I
And
get a
sure
happy
enough,
ending if you know what I mean, and all this rubbish.
yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, and he goes in and he insults the statue of Buddha, and sure enough,
it's kind of funny.
he pays the price for that.
He says you need to lose a little bit of weight, and of course it ends up crushing him because it's heavy. The irony.
Yeah, and he ends up losing a bit of weight because of it. You know,
Like
the
a
weight of his
head.
head. Yeah.
Oh my
Um,
god.
this scene is good though. It's like, but it's the same as the last one. It's just full of foreshadowing that just misleads you on purpose. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is also the scene where he says to your one, he says to the Asian lady, "Yum yum dim sum," and I cringed so fucking hard. I'm like, what a stupid fucking line.
Oh
Um,
god.
so I get
Yeah.
just like the racist guy in the last one. You're just waiting for this guy, hoping he dies a horrible death.
Yeah, you're kind of rooting for death. Is there one of those in every film? Does every film in this series have a fellow that you're rooting for to die?
I don't think the first one does. Although I don't like Sean William Scott's character in the first one. I found his humor very annoying, but I wasn't. I was kind of relieved when he died, but I wasn't rooting
Mm.
for it like I was with some of these.
Yeah,
um,
I mean, in the first one, there was kind of, the same tropes that you have here. There was like the arsehole and there was like the thick one. And yeah, sure, Sean William Scott, like he wasn't doing this whole Stifler routine. He was playing a bit of a doofus in that
yeah,
one, wasn't he?
yeah. It's just some of the
Yeah.
humor with him didn't work for me in that one. But
Yeah, well, yeah, his series is one that I don't think we'll get away with reviewing.
yeah.
His American Pie
Oh
series.
god.
Jesus.
Yeah. So this guy, he's getting acupuncture. He as we said, he's a creepy creep. He ends up getting an elderly woman to give him the thing, and he's like not happy about that. He's like, "Oh, where's the hot young lady?" and all this nonsense. Did the acupuncture needles, did they sort of paralyze him a little bit, or did I just
I don't
imagine
think
that?
they did really
Yeah,
much because he falls off the table and onto his stomach with all the needles in him, and then he just gets up, and it seems to be like they just kind of went in, they just kind of stabbed him, but I don't think that did they paralyze him.
I wasn't sure. I just the
I'm
way
not sure.
he
Yeah, because he actually that's a good question because he's crawling,
yeah.
so maybe they were in his knees. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
It was a weird one. There was just something about the way
Yeah.
he fell off the table as well. I wasn't sure if that was the implication, but in any case, we got the needles, we got the fire that he's crawling away from, and then in the end, it was the Buddha statue that crushes his head, turns his head to fucking mush. I might add.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
it's so funny.
I've
And the thing
no
is, he's drenched in like oil,
yeah
and he just gets away from the fire by like an inch, and
yeah.
then Buddha. Oh God, so
I
dumb.
think that's just having the crack with him now at this stage.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, it does seem like that. It's like that they're trying to mislead you in this one more than the rest of them.
They're trying to build up a
Um,
sense of, oh, is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? Is this going to be it? And then it happens. But I prefer
yeah,
where
right.
when all the bits and pieces kind of add up to contribute to the death, like directly.
Yeah. Uh, again, though, is this like was the order of the deaths like factored in this one, or did they abandon that
No,
in
there
this one?
is
I
a
can't
scene
remember.
where, and that's what I was saying earlier. I like that they discover it themselves. They discover that people are dying in order, but they didn't do what they
Oh
do
right.
in the other.
Oh right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't do what they do in the
Yeah.
other movies, which is someone Googles it and then, oh look, there was this plane thingy, my bobby. They he just remembers it that this person died, this person died, this person died, and then they
Yeah.
suss that death has a pattern. Which is weird when you factor in
I
this.
think.
Yeah, go for it.
I was just about to say I think this film does it more fluidly than the last, certainly than the fourth one. I don't remember much about the third one at the minute, but it feels much more fluid when I'm watching it. It's like it's not forcing me to think too hard to remember which dickhead died before which other dickhead. Like you know what I mean? Like because in the last one I'm like, oh, not this shit again. I have to try and remember myself which order it was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
right.
But yeah, I feel like it was this one. It was more fluid with the exposition. It was,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah,
So the
felt like
next,
there was effort put in here.
yeah,
Mm.
perhaps it's we'll we'll compare at the end for sure. One
Mm.
thing I wanted to say about the gymnast that I forgot to add in is that if they were going to be suspicious of anything, I'd be suspicious of the lady's anatomy because I'd be like, what the fuck is she made of that this happened? She lands and her spine and knees explode, and uh, but any case,
It makes perfect logical sense, Stephen. Gymnasts die every day like that. It's a very dangerous sport.
oh yeah, I seen a guy doing the rings, and his arms just fell off, and then he landed and exploded into paste.
Yeah,
um,
I mean, body anatomy is a spectrum. Nothing's objective. Different people have different densities.
yeah, the density of the human bones is on a spectrum for sure. I apologize, gymnast lady. I should not have judged. So yeah, the next one I want to talk about is the lady
Okay.
who gets the laser eye surgery. uh,
Oh God,
this
you made
one
me
is
laugh.
fucking ridiculous. uh,
Oh, this one's mental.
I
You know,
I
way to put people off getting laser eye surgery, by the way.
yes, I would.
Yeah, this is the film that does it.
I would
Go
have.
on.
I could never. I can't let anything near my eyes. So I'm like, no, no fucking way.
Yeah, you only get one set of eyes. You can't order another pair on fucking Amazon. Like, if they, you know, I don't. I'm not a full-time glasses wearer, right? So, but my
Sorry.
heart goes out to the glasses
I'm just
wearers.
canceling my Amazon order there for eyes. Now that you said that, I'm like, okay.
No, what I was about to say is my heart goes out to glasses wearers because that's something you have to constantly do. So I understand why you'd
Yeah,
want to get laser eye surgery to not have to wear glasses anymore. That
yeah.
makes total sense. This film, however, is the film that will completely put you off the idea, just because of this scene. Because
Mm.
what is it? Again, it's like this water thing. It's like water falls on a plug, which happens in every one of these fucking movies, and then the plug gets wet and it heats up the laser and the laser burns her fucking eyeball. I'm like, oh, stop.
It
Stop it. How does water do that? How does water heat up a laser? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
We'll have to Google how does water heat up a laser.
I never thought I'd ask that question.
Yeah.
29 years I'm on that planet, and that question has never come into my head before.
Yeah, the laser burns through her eye and it burns through her hand. She puts her hand up in the way and it burns through her hand. But like, I don't know enough about this technology, but I would put money on the fact that there's no way they can get that dangerously fucking hot that they're burning through your skin. Am I right? I don't know. It just seems like that's just something that wouldn't happen.
Well, I mean, like, if it's like a Death Star laser, maybe, like, I mean, 'cause that's a very big laser.
Yeah,
This one's only
I
wee
know.
tiny.
But a laser that gives you corrective eye surgery, I don't think we compare that to the Death Star. Although it's funny because the Death
Well,
Star looks like a giant eyeball.
you know what? There's a visual they missed out on.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
when the laser's going into her eye, they could have had a visual of it and make it look a little bit like it's going into the Death Star. I don't know.
Something
Missed
like that.
opportunity.
Her eyeball is Alderaan.
Oh God, yeah.
So yeah, I just don't think that that can happen. I'm sure there'd be safety measures where I don't think the laser could get that hot. But I'm not an expert. Correct me in the comments. Also in the comments, let us know what your favorite death in this movie is. I'd be very curious. For me, so far of the ones we've talked about, it probably the gymnast one because the landing is so hilarious.
I'm on the same page with you. I think that is this series is full of ridiculous fucking deaths, but the
Yeah,
gymnast is one of the fucking most ridiculous deaths I've ever seen in a film
yeah.
ever. Because nothing kills her. She's just clumsy enough to land like on her face in a way that bends her spine and breaks her legs and arms at the same time. Like, how's that even possible? It's just
uh, so
it's mental.
about this laser, do you remember her name? I just have her down as Laser Eye Lady.
Could be Heather. One of them was it Heather? Or
Maybe.
Daniel?
Do you know what? I'll take your word for it. We'll call her Heather. You are now
I know the
forever
main
known
chick
as
is called
Heather.
Molly. Okay, we'll call Laser Eye Girl Heather
Heather, right?
for nickname's sake.
Yeah, it's fine because she's not in the rest of the movie anyway. So
Yeah,
the
it's not like we need to remember her name for future reference. You
yeah.
know?
So one little
Yeah.
note about this movie is that it gets foreshadowing wrong. Okay, because in the office there's a bit of foreshadowing for this lady's death where a picture frame cracks and the crack goes over her eye to indicate okay she's
Oh,
gonna
that's right. Yeah.
yeah, but that's not how she dies. She actually dies by falling out a window.
Yeah, but Stephen, I have to correct you here because
Okay.
the glass on the frame broke.
Do you know what? I
Did you get
literally
me?
just thought that as I said it, and I'm like, that's a defense they would probably use, but I would call bullshit.
But okay, I understand it's
I think that the
uh
crack on the frame is over her eye that she gets burned by the laser. So I think that's what it's indicating. But that's not how she dies. She dies
okay.
by chucking herself out of a fucking reinforced window.
Yeah, yeah, she just walks right out that fucking window.
As though it were
Lands on
nothing.
a car like Bullseye. She's
Hey,
like the perfect woman for Bullseye. The two of them would get along great.
yeah. I mean, she lost her eye, bullseye, you know.
Oh, it's so perfect, man. And he lost the use of his hands. So,
There you go.
they're both fucked.
I'll feel things for you if you see things for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Oh, fuck, man.
yeah, so she gets her eye burned, she gets her hand burned, she manages to break free from the restraints, and then she smashes through a window, and then the fall kills her. Then her eyeball rolls out, and then the eyeball gets run over by a car. So there you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this movie has no restraint.
All I'll say is, like, know when to end the scene. Like, you know,
Yes,
you could just end the
exactly.
scene with her
Yeah.
rolling out the window and smashing into the guy. But the eyeball thing, I think it's just for gross out factor, you know.
Yeah, I think so. But
Um,
it was actually the same foreshadowing for the guy with the acupuncture, because he's stealing things from the dead people's desks because he's a fucking creep, and he pricks his finger on something to kind of like foreshadow the acupuncture. But again, it's not how he dies. He dies because a Buddha fell on his head. So they're not getting foreshadowing right.
oh yeah, yeah, actually, huh, huh,
Um,
yeah, didn't
right.
think about that.
Yeah. So there's just things like that. Again, maybe that was the initial plan to kill them these ways, but they had to add more. I don't know.
I mean, was there at any point where that character like interacted with something that said like Namaste or something like that, or peace be
Hmm.
upon you, something like this, really Zen
I
Buddha quotes or something in the background?
not that I remember. I don't think so. Uh,
Yeah, no, yeah, I think it's, yeah, I think you're right. I think that's just another case of misdirection.
yeah. So
Mm.
we're gonna focus on Peter because, as you said, he's the most interesting character in the movie, and we'll talk about do they pull off the aspects of his character well or not. So you were saying earlier, like there's a scene where they learn that if you take a life, you get their years. So if you kill
Yeah,
someone and they had 5 years left to live, you would get that 5 years, that kind of thing, which is a new rule that
yeah,
they implement here. And this is all told to them by Bloodworth, who's played by the great Tony Todd. Um, but Bloodworth is he's encouraging them to kill people, which is a bit reckless. He's like, if you kill someone else, like, what are you doing, mate?
yeah. I have a little bit of a thing to come back to with him, but we're not at it yet.
Right.
I want
Okay.
to talk to you about the end of this film, and then I want to come back to you about him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So just let's
We
put a pin in that real quick because I have a question about that.
Joe,
About
we'll put a
him in
pin
this
in
film.
it. We'll put a pin in it. It'll roll off the thing. Then it'll get squashed by a Buddha. And then we'll talk about it. And then it'll be set on fire for no reason.
Yeah, I know. It's like nobody in this series is safe from just getting randomly set on fire. It's just
I
something
think all
happens.
the deaths, no matter what they are, should end in them just combusting into flames.
I wonder if this series, when they're making these films, have like a quota they have to reach, like a checkbox. It's like, did someone go on fire? Yep. Did someone lose a head? Yep. You know,
Yeah, water leakage.
I wonder if water. Yep. The water on the plugs. Did we do that? Yep. Check that box. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Bloodworth is telling them all this new rule, which we have never heard of in any of the other movies. And Peter's wrestling with this idea, and this is probably the most interesting piece of character we've gotten in a while.
I think so as well. I agree. Just because, like, all of them are reacting to, no, we can't go killing someone, and Peter's the only motherfucker who's like, well, I might,
Yeah.
you know. He's
The,
like, he's the one who's actually okay with it, you know.
well,
And,
it's a shame
yeah,
that they skip over so much of it because they do it briefly, but I would have liked more of the film where he is grappling with the idea of killing someone else, because he later, when he's telling Sam that he was thinking about it and he had opportunities to do it, and then in the end he couldn't bring himself to kill someone who perhaps didn't deserve it. But we get it very quick, it's just these very quick flashes and then we move on.
yeah, yeah. It's like in flashback, yeah, and it's like maybe 20 seconds of it, and
Yeah.
I get what you mean. It would have been a little bit more smooth, like narrative wise, if we just saw that scene as part of the film rather than him just talking about it in the restaurant,
Yeah,
and we get like a 20-second flashback of it. You know, there's good stuff there. Maybe it was down to the editing. I'm not sure
I
on that
think it was
part,
just a
but
case of they don't want to spend too much time on it because they want to get round to the deaths. I think that's kind of as simple as it is. But yeah, so we don't get to see too much of it. We only get. I feel like they kind of speed past the most interesting character bit in the movie, which is unfortunate. But he can't in the end bring himself to kill someone who perhaps doesn't deserve it. So he decides to kill Sam's girlfriend. He said, "Why does she deserve to live when his girlfriend died?" I can't remember. The gymnast is his girlfriend. I can't remember her name.
yeah, yeah. I remember I was watching this, and you know, he kind of the three of them are in the restaurant, right? So it's Peter, Sam, and Molly, and he goes, "Candace didn't deserve to die, and neither do any of us, but you do, Molly." And I'm like, "What the hell did Molly do? Why is he going
Yeah,
on a rampage after Molly?" I don't. Did you catch that, by the way? Did I miss that? Did I
Y-
miss something there?
I initially was reacting like that, but I think he had a line where he says, "You said it yourself. I don't deserve to live." I think he said that. Now I would have to rewatch the scene to be sure, but I thought there was a line like that. But I don't remember Molly saying that, so some of those details are a
No,
bit hazy.
I think maybe it's just because his girlfriend died in such a ridiculous fashion that
Yeah,
now he has beef with Molly.
yeah. I think that
I don't know. Maybe there's a piece there I missed.
beef with Molly. I think the scene where he's looking through the window at them is kind of telling, where they're having a romantic dinner and he's looking through the window, and it's very obvious that he's envious. They get to be together when he can't be with his girlfriend.
Yeah.
I think that's a factor. Um, I think it's a bit of a risk going after. It's Molly, is it? Sam's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because if she's on death's list, then maybe she doesn't have many years left in her. So I'd go after someone who I knew for sure wasn't on death's list, just to be safe. Something like that, maybe. Although was Molly
Yeah.
on death's list? She
Uh,
was, right? Yeah, yeah. She was.
she was. Yeah, she was on the bus. But yeah. I mean, I did like Peter in this one because, like, after the girlfriend dies, he starts drinking really heavy and he starts like going off the handle a wee bit. And there's good acting there, like it's. But like you said, it's all very rushed. So the character work is there, it's present, but it's just too quick or something.
Yeah, I
They're
think
not
I
they
think
don't
he
give it enough time.
yeah. I think he would have made a more interesting protagonist if we followed him.
Yeah, I think so. I think like again, our main fella here, he has a bit of an arc. Like he's wrestling with the decision of going to Paris and all this, but it's so brief that it's like, do I even care? Like, you know,
Yeah,
give me something in common with this dude. Like, give me a character moment that I can relate with. There's something to tangible. It's like it's just too quick paced. A lot of the work here. I do though. I do appreciate how they put the work there. Like it is,
yeah,
they put the work in. It's definitely here. It definitely wasn't in the last one.
yeah.
Um,
I'd be reluctant to say they put the work in that. I think it's very bare minimum, but they did do something
yeah,
at least. I would expect like a whole movie of character work, but they do have bits. I
mm,
mean, as I said, if he was the protagonist, they could have put a lot more there and kept us engaged more. Shows him wrestling with this decision, because it's a very interesting decision. Like, the movie asked the question, could you kill someone to prolong your own life? And it's an interesting
yeah,
question.
yeah. That is a pretty cool concept for a story.
Yeah,
Uh, Unfortunately, it's like the same with the last one. They had good ideas there, but it's just they focused too much on spectacle.
yeah.
Uh,
A lot of stuff like this
like
feels like
the,
an afterthought.
like yeah, yeah. I mean, like because you're sitting watching it, going, could I actually murder someone to save my own life?
Mm,
Like it's a tough question to sit and ask yourself, and yeah, I think if we followed Peter, right, if he was the main character,
yeah.
we'd be following like the bad guy, which would be more interesting because
Hmm.
You know, he does kind of become a bit of a villain towards the end when he's going after Molly, and
Yeah.
you know, himself and Sam get into a big fight. Um, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I was way more on board with him than I was with like you said yourself, like with the main characters. He was definitely the most fleshed out, I think, out of the ensemble.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's,
Yeah.
the first time in a long time they added something like significantly new. I think like the new rule is interesting, but I don't think it makes sense in the context of this movie in the way that, right, so you can kill someone else to, excuse me, you can kill someone else to prolong your own life. As Bloodworth says, it balances the books, but I don't think that makes sense when it comes to Death's design, because Death specifically wants you because he wants people to die in a certain order. So it's not about replacing someone else with you. I feel like the rules are starting to get very, very sloppy. More so, they were always sloppy, but this idea of you can kill someone and that essentially replaces you, because Death's design is all about doing it in order. So I wish the rules of the series were a bit more well defined so we can really follow along, you know?
Yeah, I agree. Also, I don't really think these are meant to be watched in order. You know, they're named 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, Final Destination, whatever, you know. But I don't really think they're designed to be watched one after the other. You know, I think that these are cinema films. Whereas, like, you know how we know all the rules that the previous films have now.
Mm,
You know, if you're watching these when they're coming out, you're just going in to see one flick, and one flick with its own rules.
yeah.
You know. Um,
Yeah, yeah, just like they're just their own standalone thing almost.
mm.
Right, so we're gonna get to it now. This film has a really big twist. Uh,
So I love it.
so we can go into the details of
Fucking
some more
love
stuff now because we can reveal the twist. Because there's some things I didn't want to talk about because it might have given it away. But so the twist of this movie, are you ready, folks? Dun dun dun. Is that Sam and Molly in the end, because there's lots of talk about them going to Paris because Sam's got an offer for a job and all this kind of stuff. So Sam decides to take the position, but the plane that they're getting on is the plane from the first movie. And it turns out that this is actually a prequel, not a sequel. Dun dun dun.
it. So, and yeah, yeah, and you see
What?
the actors, and well, the reenactment of uh of the scene from the first film where your man is a freak out on the plane.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
So you watched this movie for the first time today, right?
it was last night. I watched
Last
it.
night,
Yeah.
right? What did you think of the twist when you saw it?
I was shocked, man. Like, there's no way you could see that coming. That
I
that's
don't.
that's a fucking.
I'm not
It's not
sure.
a great plot twist, but it was executed in a way I was like, holy shit, what the fuck?
Well, there's a few things
I
that.
I digged it. Like, it kind of woke me up. You know, I was kind of
Hmm,
I was into the film, but like I was kind of like, oh, okay, it's just the end of the film now. And then that happened. I was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Do you know that way? I thought it was pretty shocking. Yeah, seeing
There's
that.
throughout the movie.
I
There's
didn't see it coming at all.
right throughout the movie.
Mm.
If you throughout the movie, there's hints that it actually takes part. Um, what was the first one? 2000. There's hints that it's the same year as the first one, so you'll notice a few details that kind of give it away. And then all this talk of going to
No.
Paris, and so there's stuff there to help you work it out.
The only thing that hinted at me towards this was when he's on the plane, right, and he's trying to close the overhead uh, bay for his suitcase. A guy bumps into him and kind of walks past him, and the guy who bumps into him is the actor from the first film.
Ah, right, right, right.
It was a little cameo, and I seen him. I was like, "Holy shit, that's the dude from the first film." And then he looks around, and sure enough,
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the, the scene of the actual main
yeah,
character freaking out happens.
yeah,
You're like, "No fucking way." I don't know, man. I thought it was a pretty good twist. I did not see it coming whatsoever.
yeah. There's a few
And
things in the movie that
and
give
also,
the year away.
mm,
So there's a few things that give away what year this is actually taking place in.
Also, right now that we're at the twist, I can talk about what is his name? Bloodworth, is it?
Bloodwort, yes, you had a few things to say. I'm very interested in this. Go for it.
Right. So if we just rewind the film a little bit, right, back to when Bloodworth was explaining, if you take one life, your life is replaced with theirs. Uh, the main character Sam goes, "How do you know all this?" And Bloodworth goes, "Oh, I've seen this all before."
Hmm.
And I'm like, right. So if this happens before the first film, then that means this isn't even the first time this has happened.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's a prequel waiting to be made after this prequel.
A prequel.
Yeah,
Um.
yeah. The first Final Destination, they're going to have to call it. The very first time it happened.
But it begs the question as well: if this happened before the first one, why in the first movie does Bloodwort not say, you could take someone else's life to extend your own? So I have a few ideas about that in a
Yeah, well,
minute.
there you go. That's something I didn't even think about. That's a good question. Like,
Yeah.
because Bloodworth has been in what, one, two, and three? He wasn't in the fourth one, I
He
don't think.
wasn't in three. His voice was. He was the voice of one of the amusement rides. But he was in one and two.
Right, yeah. So I guess back before the first film happened, this was the rule. And then the first film happened and Bloodworth just changes the rule.
He realized he was
This
wrong. He's
dude's
like,
just
he realized he was wrong. He's like,
yeah, he's
shit,
just
my
telling
bad.
different teenagers. Yeah, yeah, exactly. He's like, oops, better not tell that to the next gang who get the curse. Tell them something else.
Yeah, I mean, all right.
Yeah.
Let's go through it because there's a few points to make about all this. Because although it is an interesting twist, it is a little nonsensical for a few reasons, right? So to get on the plane from the first
Okay.
movie and they see Alex from the first movie making a fuss and trying to get people off the plane, and
Alex, yeah.
Alex, yeah, and Sam should have absolutely have heard that and got off the plane without hesitation, especially considering what he had just been through. The movie plays it like, oh, he just doesn't really hear what's going on. But I think if you now correct me if I'm wrong, but in that scene in the first movie, like, there's no way he should not have heard him say, essentially, we need to get off the plane. It's
Okay, you have a good point here because if you watch the scene in the first film where Alex freaks out, and then you watch this twist scene where they reenacted it, you could argue that they really downplayed it. Because in the first film, he makes a massive scene.
yes,
Everyone in the plane hears him, and they're all shocked by what he's screaming about.
I think
But
that's it.
here it's kind of like, for about maybe a minute, and then he's off the plane, you
Yeah,
know?
I think that's a really good point. I think that's a really good way of putting it. They downplay it. I think they downplay it to
Yeah.
try and force it to work because I think the film's cheating here a little bit.
I think it is a little bit as well, to be honest, because I remember the first film, he really fucking screams the house down for everyone to get off. And here it's just like a weaker version, you know?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And what is it?
Exactly.
One of the women says, it's like, oh, what's wrong with him? Oh, he's having a panic attack.
Yeah.
That's how they play it off.
He's
Yeah.
what's up with him? He's screaming about Final Destination 1. Don't just ignore him.
Yeah.
I love if they're just that
It's like,
blunt.
what's up with him? He's screaming at the top of his lungs that we have to get off the plane because it's about to blow up. That's what's up with him. Let's get off the plane.
Do you know what? I fucking wouldn't risk it. I'd be off there.
No, yeah, I'd get off as well. Like, I mean, after these films, if you're on a dangerous scenario and someone's screaming that they're having a premonition, I'd be like, I'm going with him.
Yeah.
I'm just going with him.
Yeah.
And so are my love. Let's go.
Yeah. I would for sure. I would not risk it. So just before we explain a little bit about the ending, the character who, what was his name? The character who brought the beers into the office. Nathan's his name. Um
Nathan. Yeah.
so earlier in the film he got into a tussle with someone, and when Death tried to take him, the accident, the tussle caused the factory worker to be killed in his place. So he ends up getting that
Yeah.
person's
Yeah.
years, right? Um,
Good old Roy.
good
Yeah.
old Roy. Rest in peace, Roy. You were a great
I think we've
character.
all known a Roy. Have
Yeah.
you known a Roy?
Oh yes.
I've absolutely worked with a few fucking Roys.
And if you haven't, then you're the Roy.
Yeah, exactly. Be careful. Just don't be like Roy.
Don't be like Roy.
Don't be that guy. Yeah.
At the end of the movie, a text should have just come up: "Rest in peace, Roy," and then in brackets, don't be like him."
His was grim as well, though. And the thing is, it's a bit like in the fourth film. You know, when the racist fella got killed by the hook.
Yes.
This guy Roy is pretty racist, and he
Yes.
gets killed by a hook.
There you go. That's a good
So
connection.
there you go. The history repeating itself there.
Yeah. Don't be racist or you'll get hooked. So,
Don't tell.
with that explained, they're on the plane, Sam and Molly, and the plane explodes like it does in the first one. But we're going to just explain a little bit more here. So Nate is they're having drinks for the guy who died, Roy, at this bar.
Yeah.
And someone tells Nate that,
Oh my God, yeah.
someone goes, do you know what, was probably for the best because he had a blood clot in his head that was about to like go at any second, so he didn't have long left to live. And Nate's like, oh fuck. But first of all, he said it's probably for the best. I'm like, how is dying that way for the best? Like, it's a good thing he got fucking his face impaled by a hook.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's totally for the best, you know.
Yeah.
Just getting so stupid. Okay.
Yeah. Say that to his loved ones. You know, it was for the best. He had that blood
I know.
clot.
I
Yeah.
was just thinking, you know, he was a dickhead and all, and nobody liked him, but he has a mother. You know, he has people who love him. That's not for their best.
Yeah. But the implication is it's better to go this way than the brain clot and the blood clot in his brain. And I'm like, I don't see how. You know, it was a pretty grim way to go. So Nate susses that he doesn't have long because Roy didn't have long. So when the plane explodes, the wheel from the plane crashes down through the roof and squashes Nate and finishes him off. So in true Final Destination fashion, everyone dies at the end because of course they fucking do, because that's how these films roll. So
do you think maybe Roy got a wee bit shafted? Now, I don't justify his behavior now in this film at all, but he had a massive blood clot that was going to go any day. And so he probably, and if other people knew, that probably means he walked around and told a few people in the office that day. So him being angry, no, actually, never mind. He was really racist, wasn't he?
he was
Towards I'm just remembering some of his lines, and I'm like, I was going to try and redeem him there, but forget it.
Yeah.
Fucking Roy.
Second best written character in this movie. So we need to talk about these new rules because supposedly Sam got extra years. So at the end action scene, the Peter takes the life of the cop, and then Sam takes the life of Peter. So I assume that gives Sam the amount of years that Peter got from the cop, right?
Yeah.
So
this is the thing. Like,
so there's
I mean, hang on. Let me just think 1 second.
No problem.
Sam is. So wait, do you reckon that death isn't after him anymore? That he would just happen to be on that flight?
Well, one read of this is that, you know, that would mean that the cop didn't have long to live because you get his years. So I assume you're not going to die until the cop was supposed to die, whenever that may be. But there's two ways of looking at this, I reckon. So let me just get my notes out here. So I think the best faith interpretation is that he took the life, which gave him X amount of years from that person, but that time didn't add up to much, and therefore he
But
died.
wait, though, it is the years of the person a factor in this?
Yeah.
Was that always a factor in the curse, or is it just that you replaced them in the land of the living?
Yeah, so
Because I
Bloodword
don't know.
explains it though. If you killed someone who has, the way I understood it is that if you kill someone who has 10 years left to live, you are essentially guaranteed 10 years to live because you get their years that they would have
Okay,
been on this planet. I think that's what he's getting at. And because Roy didn't have long
right.
left on this planet, Nate was going to die at that time. And if Roy had 10 years left to live,
Okay.
Nate would have lived for another 10 years because he explains you get their years they would have had on this planet. So,
I was about to say a few minutes ago that if I was on that plane and I was Sam and I knew that this was going to happen, that the plane was going to blow up, I'd just stab whoever's sitting next to me and kill them. But then again, they don't have long to live either
yeah,
because they're on the plane.
you probably bought yourself
So
like,
anyone on that plane is
yeah,
just doomed.
you'd probably buy yourself a millisecond. Yeah, so the best fate interpretation is that these rules are consistent with what Bloodworth said, only the years that Sam got off someone else wasn't that much at all. It was like a few weeks or whatever. The other interpretation is that Bloodworth was full of shit and maybe just trolling them.
I'm beginning to think he is, man, because when it comes to Bloodworth, he's changed the rules now from, if we're taking this as the first film and the first film as the second film, because this is a prequel, then he totally changes the rules for the next one. So I'm beginning to think he's a wee bit full of shit.
He's just trolling them.
Just making it up, like, just to fuck with them.
Yeah, I honestly think it's as simple as that. It was just an oversight in the writing. I think that's the way I
Right.
see it. I
Yeah,
think
maybe they came up with this twist. This was like a eureka moment for one of the writers, and he goes, "Okay, this is how we're going to end the film," but they didn't actually think of what they
yeah,
had just written
yeah,
previous in the film.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, because at the
Yeah.
at the end of that action scene in the kitchen, you assume okay, Sam's got um, you know, whatever amount of time we would assume a couple of years, and it's going to be happy enough ending, but you would have to assume then that the cop, I assume it's the cop. See, that's the thing. I'm not sure exactly how it works because the rules in these movies do go a bit all over the place. So I assume that Peter got the cop's years, and then when Sam killed Peter, he got the years that Peter got off the cop, which may have
Oh,
only.
actually, that's a good theory. That could work. That now we're going with the theory that the cop didn't have long to live either.
Yeah, maybe he was
Now,
going to get shot in
if
the
we
line
went
of
back and
duty or
watched it,
something.
yeah, maybe he drops a line here or there saying something's coming for me in a week or something. Or
Yeah.
maybe there's a little subtle line we missed. But that's a quality theory that, like, since Peter took the cop's years and he took.
And then Sam
But
took
wait,
it.
hang on a minute. Peter dies, right?
Yeah, so Sam kills him.
Okay, so if Peter took the cop's years and then he dies,
Then Sam gets
doesn't that
his
just mean
years.
Sam has like the average of both? Say if the cop had 20 more years
I
and Sam just died, so he has like the average. I don't know.
I don't know. You'll have to do another maths video.
I don't know. I'm confused, man. This is fucking.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do another mathematics videos on
Yeah.
these, man.
This is a thing throughout these movies where I wish they would define the rules a bit better so we could really, as an audience, get into them a bit more, because they're so all over the place that you just don't fully. They're all over the place and they're very inconsistent, so you don't fully know what's possible and what's not and where they're going with anything. And
Yeah, I feel like it's a solid series here. It's just that the writing just isn't
it's not.
executed properly.
Yeah, it's not.
Because in the last one, sorry, go on.
No, you go on. Yeah, I was just agreeing with you.
I was just saying that, like in the last one, they were talking about suicide, which is an element of death. You could have really tapped into and played with something there and made it actually a film with a bit of a kind of message about death. In this one, they have you take someone's life and you live. Like these are good, strong concepts. It's just like the effort isn't there. It's just all the priority of this series is spectacle when they actually have solid concepts to work with.
Yeah, they do. They have.
Death is like in itself is a brilliant concept. Like death coming after you is a great concept.
Yeah,
It's just I don't know. It's just too much priority on the visuals.
yeah. There's not enough work
Um,
put in with the script,
yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
I
Seems to be a
mean,
pattern in this series.
really, when you watch them all, there's a lack of character work really plagues this series. To be honest,
Mm.
it's just nothing to latch onto really,
Yeah,
and exactly what you said. So like our first Final Destination movie, I think I titled it "A Great Concept" because I think there are great concepts in here, and there's a lot you
yeah,
could do. Like as we were talking about Peter wrestling with the idea of can I kill someone else to extend my own life, and seeing a movie about that. You can still have your
mm.
deaths and you can still have a bit of spectacle here and there, but I would like to see them keep it more grounded and work on developing some of these difficult questions that the characters have to answer.
Yeah. There's nothing like a really solid concept to sell a film. Like there was a film a few years ago. I think Cameron Diaz was in it, and I think it was called The Box. And if she
Yes.
pressed the button, she'd get $1 million, but some randomer would die. And
Yeah.
that's like, I just want to watch that film just on that premise because that's an interesting thing to play with in your
Yeah.
mind. It's an interesting thing to tackle. I think that's the film I'm thinking of. The Box, I think it's called.
Yeah. I
Uh,
haven't seen it, but I've heard of
this
that
one
for
could
sure.
do, yeah, it could do that. Like this one absolutely could do that, but it just doesn't. It's just like I
Yeah.
know, mind you, I don't think this is anywhere close to being worse than this series. I think it's actually a high point, to be honest, which is saying a lot. But I know we're kind of ripping into it a wee bit, but I do have to say, out of all of them, this is the one I probably enjoyed. It's up there anyway. It's maybe top three so far.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's certainly better than the last one. I've decided I'm not going to compare too much yet because I want to keep a bit of surprise for the tier list video we do where we rank them all. So I'm not going to compare
Yeah,
them to the other ones
yeah.
just yet. We will do
Mm.
that soon. I think that's going to be a load of fun.
I know. I
Overall,
was listening back to the last video, and you were like, you actually asked me in the last video.
I
You
know,
asked me, you were like, so
I know,
where does
yeah,
this one rank in the series? I'm like, I shouldn't answer that, Stephen.
yeah, yeah. You
We're
should have
saving
told
that
me.
one.
You should have just said, "Shut the fuck up,
I
Stephen."
didn't cop it. I didn't cop it at the time. I was like, oh wait, weren't we meant to save that? I
But
can't remember
listen,
what I said, but
in
yeah.
in fairness, we didn't really put them all in order. We just kind of gave a vague. We
Hmm.
didn't exactly give a list of 1, 2, 3, and 4 or anything like that. I think we only really compared it to the first one. In any case, we
Yeah,
might change our
I don't think
minds by
that
the
we've
tier
got too
list.
deep into it.
The tier list, we might change our mind, or maybe Owen Quinn will change our perspective on one of them. Who knows? It's a mystery.
Here's the thing with the tier list, right? And I don't know if you want me to do this, but I can't remember much of two and three. So I might have to go back and watch them again. But if I do that, that means watching two more Final Destination films. And
Do you know what? I I
oh,
I,
I've a hat.
I don't want to put you through that. So, but you know what? At the end of this movie, there's like a highlight reel of all the deaths, right?
Oh yeah, there is. Yeah, it's
So
great.
just watch that and then just give a vague vague answer based on that. Like, oh yeah, he got a drill through the head there. Yeah, yeah, I'll put that at number 2. Yeah.
I know. I don't know about you, but like, are you feeling a wee bit like hungover from these films at this point?
That is a
Like,
spectacularly good way to put it. I'm hungover from Final Destination. So gonna we are gonna take a break before we cover the sixth one, and then we will do a tier list some stage after that. But I needed a bit of a palate cleanser. Uh,
oh, absolutely.
yeah. This
Yeah.
Thursday, myself and the legendary Owen Quinn, author of the Time Warriors and Beyond, we're we're gonna cover Jaws on Thursday. So I'm we're recording it on Thursday, but I don't know when it'll be up. But that'll be a nice little palate cleanser. Good old Jaws.
Yeah.
And then myself and you will have to cover something. Okay. So myself and Jack have been talking about some spicy stuff, like a little movie called The Velocipaster.
Oh man, is it time?
Do you know what? Halloween is coming up. You got scary dinosaur. You got a priest fighting ninjas. It's got it all, man.
I would say the timing couldn't be better.
I would say so.
And after Final Destination, Velocipaster is the only way to cleanse the palate. Some might say.
We need something of such high quality. So in summary, the character work is very poor. The special effects are not very good. The plot is very sloppy.
By the way, at some point, I would love to get back to doing something with actual really high quality shit.
Yes. Do you know what? Maybe we'll do that before. Maybe we'll do that before the Velocipaster. Maybe we'll do something that's like, yeah, that's good, man. We'll discuss.
Yeah, I'd love to do something good. I'd love to do something good again. This last two, like the last one was funny, we had a great laugh. This one was like, it's all right. It's just another fucking Final Destination.
Oh man.
Yeah,
but you might be entertained by this. If you're sitting around, it's Halloween, you got some candy and drinks, you might have a laugh watching it. But don't expect anything of too much substance. Some wasted potential for sure.
Well, I would say that this one is a high point when it comes to the sequels. I think out of all, and that's saying a lot. I'm not saying it's a masterpiece. Like, it's an averagely okay film, but it's a high point in the quality of the sequels. I think this one.
Would you say it's an average film, or would you say it's a poor film?
They're all kind of shite though.
Yeah. I couldn't say that this is a good film. I couldn't say it's even average. I think this is a very poor film with some interesting ideas in there. And I appreciate that they tried to put something new in there, but I think the execution is very poor, and that's just kind of par for the course with these movies.
But in like, in regard to the other films, okay, no, we're not going to rank them. We're not going to rank them.
No.
But I would say, personally, I think this one is a little bit of a highlight. But then again, like, we just did the fourth one, and that one is just pure comedy. So, with no character work whatsoever. This one, it had a bit of character work, which is.
Yeah.
It's
it's funny. We're giving it marks for having character work. Not even good character work, just that it has it.
Yeah, I just that it has it. It gets more points than the last one.
Yeah, the last one
just had none. But like in this one, we had Peter, we had Molly, we had Candace, the fucking pretzel.
Yeah,
and we had loads of actual. Not loads, but we had a few memorable characters in this one.
Loads is a bit of an exaggeration.
I know, I was about to go into a big spiel there, but then I had to stop myself. I was like, no, there's not loads of really memorable characters.
Yeah. And the fourth one, I was laughing throughout the whole thing, which is not really what you want for your horror movie.
Yeah, this one I think they were trying to go back to taking it seriously. And it is much better than. Oh no! Sorry, I have to stop myself.
Yeah, exactly. Don't make the same mistake.
Stop myself.
Don't make the same mistake I made.
I know. I was just like, teasing you over that, but I'm after doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. So Final Destination 5, it's quite poor. If you enjoyed listening to this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and don't forget in the comments, let us know what is your favorite death from this movie. We will also, I would say, at some stage do like our top 5 Final Destination deaths or something. Myself, you and Owen will pick our top 5 and see if they line up. Something fun like that.
That'd be brilliant, yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be great, yeah.
Right, so if you want to if you want to check out my work, there will be a link to my horror novel, Miles and Mary Ashbury, in the description. Jack, where can people find you?
Well, you can find my work on Instagram at Tales of Centerverse, where you can have a look at my progress in creating this all new comic book universe that I'm creating. Or I'm actually going to be doing a live Comic Con on the 27th of December of this month in Drogheda in the Barbican Centre. So tickets are on sale on eventbrite.ie. If you want to come and meet me in person and say hi, or if you want just a copy of Pirate Hunter, you can come by, swing by next Saturday.
I would encourage you
I'll be there.
to meet Jack in person. He is not the asshole he seems on this channel. He's actually quite a nice dude.
Look, I'm only an asshole to people I like. It's how I show affection.
When you're getting Jack to sign Pirate Hunter, get him to sign it Yum Yum Dim Sum, Jack Markham.
Oh, for fuck's sake. No. Those words will never fucking... I'll never sign a book with those words.
But if you are free, go down.
I'll write Stephen Carey is in the hizzy.
Oh, Jesus. If Jack does that,
just one of them. When I'm making the next book out to you, Stephen, that's what I'll put on it.
Oh man, it's going to tempt me to burn it, but I don't want to burn it because I want a copy. So, but if you are free, go down and support Jack. He's a very talented guy. He puts a lot of hard work in, and he is, in all seriousness, a lovely dude to chat to, and he will give you his time.
Oh, thank you.
So
I appreciate that, Stephen. And come here. While I have you, message me your address later on, because I actually have something for you that I want you to have.
Oh, sweet.
It's a bomb. No.
Oh my God.
No, I actually have something cool. No, I actually have something cool for you.
He meant it's the bomb.
Yeah, yourself and the organizers of MiniCon and all this. It's like a kind of new collective that I have to communicate with on a daily basis. And it's just such a pleasure to coming on and doing these shows with you and stuff. And support. Go on and read Stephen's books as well, because I've read them and they're fucking pretty damn good. We still joke about them and talk about them regularly, and yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thanks again for having me on.
I really appreciate that, and as I say, you're always welcome. You're great fun to have on this channel, and it's just great to get your perspective on movies, and books, and stories in general. Right, so that's Final Destination 5. If you've watched it, let us know what you thought. Did you enjoy it at all? Any aspect of it, let us know. And we'll be back next time with Owen Quinn and some Jaws. Okay, everyone. Bye-bye.
Ciao.